Kristin from Town Hall, and today is our second virtual camp. So thanks for joining me, and I hope if you were able to join me last week that you had fun with all of our donut crafts. Now today, we're going to be making two things. We're going to make a sock animal, and then we're also going to be making a cardboard owl. So if you were able to order a kit from us, you can go ahead and get the kit, kind of dump everything out, make sure you've got a nice cover for this space where you're going to be doing some work, just so you don't get, a mess everywhere. Some things that were not included in the kit that you'll need for today will be glue. You'll need to have some markers. I decided to use markers today instead of paint. If you want to use paint, that's totally fine. Let's see, maybe some scissors. You might want some scissors too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, if you got the kit from us, everything is included in there except for the glue, markers, and scissors. If you did not get a kit from us, you're just gonna need to get a sock. Maybe if you have some buttons or some felt. If you have googly eyes at home and if you'd rather use those, that's fine too. And then I've got some polyfill stuffing that we're gonna use to fill our sock. But if you don't have this at home, maybe you could use cotton balls, or maybe just stuff it with some other old socks that you're not wearing. So first thing you're gonna need to do is get your sock. Most of you probably have a white or a gray sock, okay? So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and make it a puppy. Now, all of the supplies are kind of the same in all of the kits. If you wanna change yours up and make it a mouse, or if you wanna make it a cat, you can go ahead and do that. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stuff my sock. You do not have to use all of the stuffing that's in the kit if you don't want to. You can make this as filled up as you want, or if you want to take some out and just kind of move it around with your hands inside, just so you can kind of get it to be the shape that you want, okay? And then once you get that all stuffed in there, what I'm going to do is go ahead and move on to gluing the back part of my sock. So this is, we call this a no-sew sock animal. Now, if you have like a parent that really likes to sew, they can do that for you, but this was just something for kids to try to be able to do on their own without sewing. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the bottom part of the sock, the part that would go up on your heel, and I'm going to fold it, and then I'm going to glue it. So I can't remember if I already said this, but I'm using a hot glue gun. If you don't have one, squeezable glue will probably be a little bit easier to use than a glue stick. But I'm just gonna put some glue on here, and then I'm gonna fold the sock over so that all that stuffing won't come out. And you'll just kind of want to hold it there for a minute or two. See, I'm already getting glue on myself. So you're probably getting glue on yourself too, I would imagine. All right, and then you can kind of play around with it, smash it around, get it to feel the way that you want. Now, I already have my felt pieces cut, but you all should have some blue felt in your kit. So what you're gonna wanna do, and again, this is yours, so you do it however you want, but you know how sometimes if you're petting a dog or a cat and they roll over on their back, the bottom part or their belly is gonna be a different color than the rest of their fur. Sometimes it might be a little bit lighter, or might have like a pinkish color to it or something. So I just decided to use blue, probably because blue is my favorite color. So if you don't like blue, I'm really, really sorry. If you have other felt at your house, you could use that. Or if there are any other art materials that you can think of that you'd like to use instead, go for it, okay? So I just cut out a circle shape. Now this is a pretty good circle, and that's because I cheated and I traced something. You can make an oval shape. You don't have to trace something. You can make this a triangle shape, a square, anything you want. You can make it all squiggly. But I'm gonna go ahead and take some glue and glue it just to the center, okay? So this is gonna be like the puppy's belly. Now, if you're using a hot glue gun, make sure you're careful, because I always seem to put my finger in the hot glue and it always hurts. And I always say, why did I do that? So you just have to be careful. Now, for eyes and a nose, I put some buttons in your kit. You don't have to use buttons if you want to draw them on with marker. If you want to use like googly eyes and glue those down, if you want to use some of your felt and cut out circles maybe to make your eyes that way, that's fine. I went ahead and just included buttons just as a choice. Like I said though, if you don't want to use them, you don't have to. Now, I have 2 different color eyes. Now I know you've probably seen some animals that have different color eyes. I did not do this on purpose. What happened is I could not find the other white button, but I found a brown one that was left on my desk, so I just decided we'll just use 2 different color eyes. So in case you wanted to know that long story. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my glue on here so I can put one of my eyes down. I'm probably gonna burn myself because that's just what I do. And of course I put the button side up that has numbers on it, so try to be a little bit quicker than I am when you're planning. I'm gonna do this so I don't burn myself again. So I'm just gonna put the glue straight onto the sock. Now, if you've never made a sock animal before, I mean, these might not be the cutest things you've ever made, but they're fun, and you made it, so it's gotta be cute, right? And then I'm gonna use pink for a nose. I just realized I did not bring up felt for my ears. And I keep saying up, so if you've never been to Town Hall before, I'm upstairs on the 3rd floor, and all of my supplies are downstairs on the 1st floor. Now I'm gonna take a black marker and kind of make a little bit of a mouth. You don't have to do this, but that's just how I decided to do things. So far you're gonna see mouth, eyes, nose, and a little belly. So then what I did also is I pre-cut my felt, and like I said, I meant to bring some up for my ears. So I think what we'll do is we'll trim one of these. No, we won't, because I don't have scissors. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make do with what I have, and these are gonna be my ears up here, okay? Now, if you want it to be a cat, you know how sometimes cats' ears go straight up? So you can maybe do some triangle shapes, and then when you put them on, you're gonna glue them so they're standing up like this, okay? Or you can have them just be down flat like that, your choice. So actually I'm gonna have to look at this and see what I like best. No, I think I will have mine lay down flat. Like I said, you don't have to make this be a dog. It can be a cat. Really, you could turn it into anything you wanted. It could be a hamster. You could try to make it look like your own pet if you have a pet. If you don't have a pet, you could try to make it look like a pet that you want to have. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give it some arms. And the fun part is to be creative and see what it looks like at the end, right? All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and flip mine around. Now, like I said, I didn't bring up all my felt because why would I be prepared at work? So, but the way I folded this over, see how the bottom part kind of sticks out? So those kind of could be legs. And then I've got my arms, I've got some ears, I got a little belly, got a nose, eyes, mismatched colored eyes, and a mouth. So pretty cute, pretty fun to do. So what do you think? That was pretty easy, huh? Now, you could probably do this with other socks if you are allowed to. So get creative and see what else you can come up with, okay? So next what I'm gonna do is start with the owl craft. So as you probably have figured out, I like to work with cardboard because you always have cardboard at your house. You can cut it into tons and tons and tons of different shapes to make all sorts of different things. And today I decided that we'd make a cardboard owl. So here is my example. So that is pretty cute, right? So if you look in your kit, you're gonna have some supplies. So most of you should have a body that's kind of shaped like this. So just the largest piece of cardboard is your body, okay? Next biggest piece of cardboard, this is gonna be kind of like the belly of the owl, okay? Then you're gonna have wings. Now, some of you have wings and they're not pointy at the bottom. You might wanna use your scissors and make them pointy, it's up to you. You don't have to have them pointy, but I'm just saying most of the ones I put in the kit aren't pointed towards the bottom, so you may wanna use your scissors if you wanna change the shapes. Some other things you might have are some triangle shapes like this. And these you can use, see how I kind of made, I'm gonna call them eyebrows. I don't really know if that's what they're called on an owl, but some eyebrows. Now, on your cardboard, if you look at it like this, all you see is cardboard, right? But then you have a piece of cardboard that looks like this, right? And are you wondering, how do I get that texture look? I'm gonna show you. So if you take your cardboard, and if you look in here, do you see all the little holes? Okay, so what might work easiest is if you have like a pen or a pencil that you can kind of poke through and pop it up to get it started. I of course don't, so I'm going to just use my fingers. And if you start to just peel the cardboard back, you can pull it off. Now, is this a very quick process? No, it's not. Because once you start to do this, you're going to realize that there are little teeny tiny pieces of cardboard paper left that you kind of have to peel and pull. So when I was creating your kit, I made a super, super, super huge mess, okay? And that's totally fine. But that's what you would do if you want to have this kind of textured look. If you don't want that textured look, you don't have to peel it off, but it's pretty cool though. So if you ever work with cardboard again and you want to make your cardboard kind of look different, it's just a fun thing to know how to do that. If you just peel it off, you can get that textured look on the cardboard. Now, you should also have a triangle that you can use as your nose. Some other things that you're gonna have will be buttons. Now, if you have a brother or a sister or a friend that has this kit and you guys are making it together, everyone's probably going to have different colored buttons. If you wanna trade, you can do that. Some other things you're gonna have, these are cupcake liners. So if you ever make cupcakes at home, this is what you put the cake batter in to make your cupcakes. Everybody, again, probably has different colors, okay? So even on my example, notice how they're kind of green and white striped. These are blue. Now, everything that I provided for the owl, you do not have to use. I think some kits might even have some feathers in there, maybe some scrap pieces of tissue paper. If your kit did not have any feathers, I apologize. I probably just forgot. So notice on my example, I don't have feathers, I used markers. And again, remember I said that you could also use paint, it's entirely up to you. So basically what you wanna do is start to decorate your owl. Now I chose to keep my body brown because a lot of owls that I see are brown, okay? Do you have to do that? No. If you want to color the main part of the body certain colors using markers or paint, you can do that, okay? So that would be step one, is to color this if you want colors on it. Excuse me, if you don't want colors on it, you can maybe glue some things down on it if you wanted to give it a pattern, okay? And then the next step would be the chest of the owl. So this is what I want to go ahead and decorate. So I'm going to use markers, and I just brought up some Sharpie markers. You can use whatever kind of markers you want. You could probably use crayon. If you ever did art ventures with me, you know that chalk works on here. So chalk would color on here pretty well, or of course you can use paint, okay? And you can make whatever kind of design you want. If you want to color this whole thing one solid color, you can do that. If you want to make a pattern, you can do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with a pattern. I think I'm going to try to make this look like maybe feathers. And then I'm just going to start coloring in. So why don't you go ahead and get your owl part pieces and start designing along with me. Okay, and like I said, you could do it all one color or you can make a pattern out of it. It's entirely up to you. All right, so I've got my first section done, and I chose to use blue because blue is one of my favorite colors. Blue is usually a color that I wear to work. So my eyes are blue. What else is blue? My shoes today are blue. I think I might even have a little bit of blue on my socks, so when in doubt, I always use blue. So now I'm coloring in my next section green, and that is because I like green too. And I'm just gonna color it all in. Like I said, you could make a pattern. You could do stripes, you could do polka dots, you could do hearts. That would be cute too. Hearts. I know some of the kits maybe have different colored buttons. You could choose some colors that will match the buttons for the eyes. And if you don't want to use the buttons as the eyes, you could just draw the eyes in. You could paint them in. If you have googly eyes at your house, you could do that. Totally your choice. So, we're getting there. And then just remember that if you are using paint, markers shouldn't be too bad, but if you're using paint, make sure that you have some clothes that can get messy in case you spill, okay? And then with the markers, when you switch out your colors or when you're finished, just make sure that you always put the lids on nice and tight so they don't dry out, okay? And we're gonna just keep coloring, so I hope you're staying with me there. I hope nobody's falling asleep. Wish I knew how to sing. I'd sing you guys a song right now. Keep us entertained while we're doing this. But my voice is not really made for singing songs. All right, how's everybody doing? Can you see that I have two different colors? I wish I would have brought up a different color, like a pink or something. So I hope everyone's excited that they are opening up other things that we might be allowed to do. I heard the zoo was open. Haven't been to the zoo in a while, so that might be something fun to get out and do. Tons of parks to go to. Can you hear all that lovely sound of me coloring? And just make sure too, when you're coloring some of the cardboard pieces, have writing on them. So notice I'm doing that as the back and this is the front where there's nothing that I have to worry about hiding with marker or paint. Now, if you already started and just realized it, it'll be fine. So don't worry. And any of the cardboard pieces that I gave you, if you want to cut them smaller or change the shape up a little bit, you can do that. But I tried to make sure all the shapes were pretty much kind of the same. And this cardboard is thicker than some of the other crafts that we've done. Because remember, I always tell you guys that you can also use like boxes from food, like cereal boxes or granola bar boxes or something like that. Those are a lot easier to cut, but if you want to get this textured look, you're going to have like a regular cardboard box, okay? All right, kiddos, I'm almost finished. I know it's not that fun to watch me color, but hopefully you're coloring right along with me. And remember, when you're finished with your crafts, it would be so cool if you are allowed to take a picture of it. If you want to be in the picture, that's awesome too. What we would do is we will put them on our Facebook page at Town Hall, just so other kids at home might be bored and they'll see these pictures of all these cool crafts that we're making together, and they'll say, oh my gosh, I want to do stuff like that too. And then they can craft along at home with us as well. Plus, I just like to see how everybody decides to create their artwork, because it's so cool that everyone's art turns out differently. Like I said, I know we've talked about this before, but like if you go to school and you have art at school, sometimes you have an art project that your teacher says, okay, everybody is going to make a red circle, right? Or everyone is going to learn how to make a puppy. So everyone today with me is going to make an owl But I can't wait to see how everybody decides to make their owl actually look, and what supplies they decided to use, if they used everything in the kit or if they changed it up. Like, you don't even have to have the owl have a triangle shaped beak. I mean, you could have it be a rectangle or something if you wanted. Your owl doesn't even have to have a beak if you don't want to, okay? All right, so I'm finished with my green and blue. Ta-da, I hope you love it. And now I'm gonna do my nose, and I'm gonna make it, not my nose, I'm sorry, my beak. I'm gonna make it orange. You could do yellow, you could do brown. You could do pink, red, polka dot. You could use a feather as your beak. Whatever you think will look the coolest. Okay. Here is my colored beak. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and glue my first section down. If you're ready to do that, you can go ahead and do it along with me. If you are still coloring, take your time. I am gonna kind of just go ahead, because you know, sometimes some kids work faster than other kids. I was usually the kid that I spent a lot of time on my art, which is fine. So you work at the pace that's best for you, okay? So if you need to hit pause and say, oh my gosh, Miss Kristin, you're going too fast, I'm not finished coloring, you can hit pause, you can hit stop. If you're like, ugh, I don't want to color anymore, I just want to take a break, hit stop, go play, have a snack, and then come back and we can do this again later, okay? That's what's cool about this video. All right, so there's the first step, okay? Now, remember I said that I gave you, where are these, cupcake holders? You don't have to use these, but this is how I used them in my example. Because you know how sometimes owls' eyes are like, that's why I thought this would be fun. You don't have to use these, but notice how on the inside it's white and the outside it's blue. So what I did is I flipped them. So just kind of like when your socks get inside out, you gotta right side them out. Well, that's what I did with these. Now, you don't have to keep them as the cups. You could even cut them, okay? So if you just wanna have like a flat piece of the color and not the 3D look, you could do it that way as well. If you just want to reverse one and not the other, you could do that too. I am going to go ahead and reverse both of them. Like I said, this is your owl, so you make it how you want to make it. But I flipped them over. There's going to be some wrinkles in there, and that's fine. But if you really don't like the wrinkles, then just kind of keep working at it till you get most of the wrinkles out. All right, and then I have two buttons that I'm going to use as my eyeballs to put inside. Everybody probably has different colors. Like I said, if you don't want to use these, if you want to draw them on, or if you want to use something else, that is fine with me. But I'm going to go ahead and glue mine down now. And you can use your hot glue gun, or you can use your squeezable glue. If you only have a glue stick, that will probably work, but it just might not stay that great. You might have to put a little bit extra on. Okay, so here are my eyes. Get the stream from the hot glue. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and glue those down onto the cardboard. So I've got that step completed now. Starting to come together, right? You can maybe kind of see what I'm doing here. Got hot glue all over me. All right, now the next thing I'm gonna do are my wings. Now you do not have to use these. Like I said, if you don't like the way they look, or if you just don't feel like using them, you don't have to. If you don't like this textured look, you can use the other side, and you can color these. You can glue feathers on here, tissue paper, construction paper, stickers, glitter. I can't really think of any cotton balls, I guess. Really, any kind of craft material that you have at home that you'd like to use. And you can put the wings out like this, right? You can have them pointing out. You can have them pointing down. You could have one pointing up like this, one down and one out. You pick, okay? So I'm gonna look at mine for a minute and see. I think I might want these out. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna, well, I'm not sure what I like better. It's so hard to decide. See, do we like it that way? Or do we like it this way? I think I might do them out because my other owl has his facing in. Whew, glad I worked that out with you guys, thank you. All right, I'm adding some more glue to my hot glue gun. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue my wings on. And if you're still thinking, think away. I wish we were together and I could say, oh, that looks good like that. But you will figure it out because you have a good imagination. So there are the wings so far. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put my beak on here. You can decide how you want it to face, like which direction, if you want it to point down, to the side, upside down. Like I said, if you don't want to put a beak on, you don't have to. Totally, totally, totally your choice. So there's that. And then, like I said, I made these little guys here that you can use as eyebrows. You don't have to use these. If you just want to leave your owl like this, you can do that. If you want to glue these somewhere else, you can do that. So let me kind of look here and see. I think I am going to go ahead and put mine on here. I think it gives it a cool look. And like I said, if you want to paint these or color them with marker or decorate them with any other art material that you have, now's the time to do that. Then you just have to think about where to display this. And if you like this owl, you see it's pretty easy to make. So you could cut up some cardboard pieces of your own and you can make more. So see, now I have two. So here's my joke of the day. Are you ready? Look how cute these owls are. Who wouldn't want to make one? Get it? Owl. Who wouldn't want to make one of these? Super cute, correct? Please say yes. I hope so. I hope so. But look, they are. They're so cute. And this is all just made from cardboard. I mean, you can tell it's cardboard, but it's very, very cute. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching and joining in. I hope you had fun making your sock animal and your owl craft with me. I hope you have a great weekend, and remember next week to join in for Art Ventures on Monday and Wednesday. Those videos always post at 2 p.m. and then we have another virtual camp next Friday. We'll be making Fortnite themed crafts. So if you like Fortnite, if you're allowed to like Fortnite, if you like the Fortnite llama, that's a hint that you will be painting the Fortnite llama. So if you are interested, have your parents give us a call at Town Hall to order a kit, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Thanks, bye.